BBN, Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing today? I wanted to start the show early today for multiple different reasons. And also, there's a reason why we didn't discuss this last night. And the reason why we didn't discuss this last night is 100% because of domestic violence. And this is a important topic, and I didn't want to discuss it along with all the jokes. There will be jokes this morning when we reference some of the bullshit that we talked about last night. But at the same time, I wanted to make sure that this had the proper gravity so people could understand how important domestic violence is. And when I say how important domestic violence is, I also mean how important the reporting of fake domestic violence is also. Because I think we have a big problem in our culture, in our community, and people weaponizing the police. And sometimes they're weaponizing the police against their own family and getting people killed when it's situations that could have been resolved through talking, or a situation that could have been resolved with people just going their separate ways for a little while until the anger calms down, or whatever the case might be. So that's the discussion we're gonna have this morning. And I don't have the slightest idea. Y'all know I like having my brush available. I don't know where. I gotta go buy. You know what? I gotta go buy extra brushes. That's the damn problem. I only got about 3 of them shits. So I leave them all over the house. And I don't be knowing where I be putting them. Anyway, how's everybody doing this morning? I hope everybody is having a beautiful morning. There will be Joe having sex with animal jokes. And there will also be an extremely, I think we want to evaluate, or should I say, I think we really want to discuss domestic violence, because it's really prevalent in our communities now. And when I say our communities, I mean all communities. It's really prevalent. It's really a thing that's happening, and it's running rampant. And I just want something to be clear. Often domestic violence is happening because of traumatic episodes that individuals have had. Trauma is sometimes inducing. I didn't turn this all the way off, did I? Trauma is sometimes inducing these situations. So, okay, so I used to have a mentor, and I had a mentor more than once. So I had a mentor once that told me, he said, Every single by the way, he worked in the psychology field, by the way. So it's at a previous job that I had. So one of the things that he told me is that every single individual needs to have somebody to talk to. This is very, very important. Having someone to talk to, having someone to discuss the way that you feel. This is extremely important. This is something that every human being needs. Do you understand what I'm saying? Often when people have trauma and they've lived in a situation where they're alone and they don't have nobody, this is why a lot of these situations is coming about. Anyway, we'll get to that. But before we do any of that, let's give appreciation to everybody that donated to the previous chat. We should always be grateful. Let's talk about that for a minute also. Shout out to every Gilchrist with the $2 drop. Shout out to Ugly Kid with the $5 drop. Shout out to world famous Peter Method with the $9.99 drop. And shout out to Angel Crispin with the $5 drop. Also, I wanted to tell y'all that there's some changes that's going to become that we've had issues on this channel with notifications and everything else like that not being shown. Not going out. I think that I have the problem fixed. It's a long-standing issue that I've been having, and it has more to do with I had the wrong settings on YouTube, and I had something going on, and I'm gonna be fixing that today. So hopefully that'll also fix the problem with the notifications going out, and hopefully in a week or two with that and about 3 other things that I'm doing, we could hopefully get those notifications going out, because the notifications ain't going out. I know they're not going out. It is what it is. We're gonna get that fixed today. YouTube literally sent me an email discussing a matter that runs congruent to this matter. Anyway, with all that being said, let's do roll call. What up, Rah Rah? How you doing this morning? What up, Sons to Fathers TV? Says here. What up, Hector Cruz? Good morning, BBN fam. Morning Frost, the Spanish industry, blackballing Tekashi as well. Crazy, he put them on blast. Check this out. I want to talk about that, Hector Cruz. Tell me some of the things that was said in that interview, and we'll discuss them in real time. There's a couple of things that I want. The interview was in Spanish, by the way, everybody. So there's a couple of things that I do want to say real quick about this whole Tekashi situation and the whole blackballing and all this other all this other bullshit. Y'all do know that even though everybody is saying it's black people, black people, black people, there are a ton of Spanish-speaking people who are extremely pissed off too. You got Mexicans jumping out of the woodwork talking about he ain't Mexican, he Puerto Rican. You got Puerto Ricans jumping out the woodwork talking about he ain't Puerto Rican, he Mexican. So, this is what's happening, y'all. I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to Rue. What up, Rue? Don't nobody see them dots. Jones, how you doing, my brother? What up, Jay Marvelous? How you doing, my brother? Happy to see you up in here today. What up, Salty Sax Creation? He said, cheer. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Everybody else listen to Act 5AN live, laugh out live. 6ix9ine should have took your advice the whole time. 35K. What was academics' advice, Salty Sack? I didn't see it. Obviously, it was at 5 a.m. I didn't see it. What was the advice? Let me know what the advice he gave him was. What up, the Dean? Brad Hauser. Haven't seen you in a while, Brad Hauser. Hope everything is good. Brad Hauser says, Frost, I know we were speaking about domestic violence. However, did you... the Attorney General wanting to take over Trump's rape case as his personal attorney. I don't want to get involved in this. There's just so much fucking shenanigans and bullshit going on. I don't know what to tell you. The Attorney fucking General is going to take over Trump's case to defend Trump? I don't got time for this shit. What up, Angel Crispin? Angel Crispin says, good morning, Jack Force, BB and family. Salute to all in the chat. God bless. Let's get it. How's everybody doing? What up, DSTN? Ain't nobody calling you Dustin. I don't care what your wife says. The BBN, yo, this homeschooling-ish gives me a new respect. Shout out to the teachers. I want to say something real quick. What's one of the main things we always say on this channel, that we need to get our teachers more money, and that's one of the main reasons why I want the NYPD defunded. Not because I want people to take money away from the police department, as much as I want more money going places like to our schools. You understand what I'm saying? I fuck them nonprofit organizations. Them nonprofit organizations take 90% of the money that they get to give out to the people and keep that shit themselves and split it up and go get houses and everything else. Nonprofit organizations, for the most part, can eat a dick. What I'm talking about is putting money into the actual foundations that our community is built upon, like schools. Wait, what did Brad Hauser say? Salute Jack. Brad Hauser says salute Jack Frost. Okay, copy. I wrote what you said. It is what it is, man. What up, William Summersville? Happy to see that you pulled up this morning. Dean said, yep. Said that no charges can be brought against Trump. First of all, Trump is an active sitting president. That's one. Two, Trump is at war with people outside of America, and Trump is at war with very powerful people that live in America. You have to know that Hollywood is extremely powerful, and it looks like Trump is fighting against the individuals who have been, an argument could be made, and it kind of looks like this, that he's fighting against the individuals that are involved with sex trafficking, which odd to me, because I mean, he looks like somebody that would be involved with sex trafficking himself, to be perfectly honest. I'm not trying to accuse him of nothing. I'm just saying what my personal opinion is, the way that he looks and carries himself. I'm not saying that he's actually involved. So that's just a surprise to me. You understand what I'm saying? That's 100% a surprise to me. Anyway, Hector Cruz said he also spoke about the Dominican guy, L. Effing Cruz, who he backed down. Oh, I know that guy. He backed down on the collab. At this point, Tekashi has to just make his own shit. He has the clout. I don't know no other way to put it. He needs to just make his own shit. That's it. Everybody just make your own shit. I don't know how else to say that. Hey, yo, could we get them likes up, y'all? We got 60-something people in here, 12 likes. Could we hit that button, please, so we can send out more notifications? The street people in the rappers' ears threatening their careers. First of all, most of these rappers have both feet in the street, because that's the people that work with them and whatnot. And I'm 100% for that, by the way. I'm 100% for the rappers having dealings with gangs that are not going to be committing crimes with them or using them in order to hide crimes. I'm 100% for that. I think personally myself, we have a lot of people in the hood that are unskilled workers. Do you understand what that is? Okay, real quick, let's take I need to step back so I can explain something. America tries to make unskilled workers in our communities. I need you to understand this. Just like we need doctors, wait, let me move this so I could be looking the right way. Just like we need doctors, just like we need scientists, just like we need police officers, we need non-skilled workers. I get it. Most people don't get it. I get it. I mean, most people don't get it, but we need unskilled workers. We literally need the niggas that did not take school seriously. How do you think somebody is going to want to have a doctorate and he's going to be, doing regular construction? He's going to have a doctorate or some kind of PhD and he's going to want to be a security guard? And these are very, 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 very important positions. You understand what I'm saying? We need people to build shit and we need people to secure shit. And that's just two aspects that I'm talking about. So we need unskilled workers. Do not get this incorrect. The problem is, in our communities, we have more unskilled workers than there are jobs. So we need to create an avenue in order to allow for more jobs. So when we get gangs or we get people that live that street life and they're involving themselves in the music industry, we need for them to not do what Treyway did. I don't know no other way to say that. We need them to not make the hood look like we can't work together, because that's what Treyway made it look like. I don't care what the fuck anybody else says. That's what it looked like to me. It looks like it was just some people that just could not work together, no matter how much money they got. Hector Cruz says, what I did not understand. What up, Kaiser Soze? Hector Cruz says, what I did not understand, a couple of interviews shut him down because 6ix9ine wanted to do Instagram Live, but the interviewers wanted to do YouTube. He did not want to do it that way. Because if he do an Instagram Live, then that means that we could all use the content. He ain't stupid. If the person do a YouTube, that means that they own the content. So if he do a YouTube interview, that means that we can't take that clip and use it, because those people own it. And if we take that clip and use it, we'll be violating, and those people could shut us down. But if he does it on IG, then that means that anybody can use it. I'm not talking about education or not. I said non-skilled worker, a non-skilled laborer. Just because somebody's a non-skilled laborer does not mean that they don't have intelligence or that they're not smart. It's just that they don't have other requisite skills in order to be able to, work any way they want. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you a real quick thing. So I used to do moving and storage for a living. I used to work for my father. I worked for a couple of other companies. I worked for one of the biggest companies in the Northeast called Flat Rate. That's the name of it. And I'm going to tell you this much. You know how it feels? I used to go workplaces and talk to, like, eventually, sooner or later, you speak with, whoever you're moving. And they used to always look at me and say, why are you doing this for a living? Like, you don't have to do this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do this. You could do something else. Like, you're too intelligent. And I always took it like they was disrespecting the people I was working with because I don't think about myself first. So every time people came to me and said this to me, I was like, well, there's nothing wrong with doing this job. Somebody got to do it. I was happy to do it. You understand what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I kind of like physical labor. You got a task, you don't do it, you finish a task, you go home. I don't got a problem with that. But the more people said that to me, the more I understood that they weren't saying that to me to disrespect the profession. They were saying that because they were saying, basically, you're too humble. You understand what I'm saying? Imagine somebody telling you you better than something and you're arguing with them that there's nothing wrong with this thing. I feel like you disrespecting my coworkers. That was the position I normally took. So I say all that to say this. There's nothing wrong with, there's a difference between an uneducated worker and a non-skilled worker. Let's not confuse the two. Copy? Yeah, but yeah, he probably just didn't. Also, let's talk about this Cyn Santana. Let's get right to this Cyn Santana Joe Budden thing, because there's a real big reason why I want to talk about this. First, Cyn Santana came out. I didn't see the whole clip that she put out when she was talking about whatever she was talking about because I don't agree with what happened. But what she said is that I believe she said, and if I'm wrong about any of this, please correct me. What she said, I believe, is that somebody else put the video out. It wasn't her. She didn't put the not the video. She didn't put the audio recording of her and Joe out. Now, one, even if she did, she might be saying this to just save her ass. Just so we could be clear on this. She might be saying that to just save her ass. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because she might be looking back on it saying that she, Joe didn't know that he was being recorded. Now, with that being said, there's states that you can record people and you only need one person on the line to know that a recording is happening. It's only illegal to record the recording if you're a party that isn't one of the parties speaking. I'll say that again. In some states, and I believe New York is one of these states, in some states, it's illegal to record a conversation unless one of the people, at least a minimum of one of the people on the phone, know that the conversation is being recorded. If somebody else records it, that's illegal. But if one of the people that's actually on the phone records the conversation, it's illegal. There's nothing you can argue at about it. While we're saying this, I'm going to give some more legal advice to people that might not know shit. Also, if you're in public, you can't say that people don't have a right to videotape you. Y'all do know this, right? You can't say that a person, if you're in public, you give up your right to privacy. So if you're in public and somebody starts filming you, they can. Just by you yelling out, I don't want you filming me, this is illegal, that does not make it illegal. It makes you look stupid. Anyway, with all that being said, Cyn Santana, the audio was released of her and Cyn Santana and Joe Budden having a conversation. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to say real quick. And one of the things that I want to say is, I am not saying that I believe Cyn Santana. I'm not saying that I believe Joe Budden. And I'm not saying because she recorded him without his knowledge that she's lying or that she's wrong. I just want all of this to be said right now so that anything said after this, if somebody come here saying some weirdo shit and we kick them, I don't want nobody talking about a fucking opinion. Copy? Because they listening to what I'm saying and they're purposely saying things to try to make me backtrack and repeat myself. And that's why I kick them. So, All of y'all that's trying to do that, pull up so I can just kick you. Anyway. Oh, could we get some frost down in the chat, please? With all that being said, she was trying to get Joe to apologize for something. Now, how many of y'all have actually been in a relationship with a woman and apologized for some shit that you did not do because you didn't want to argue no more? Fuck a woman. How many of y'all have been in a relationship with a person, and a person, period, whether it was a man or a woman, and you apologize for some shit that you did not do because you did not want to argue anymore? You've done that? You've never done that. Let's have a quick vote if y'all don't mind. You have apologized. You've been in a relationship, and you have apologized for some shit that you did not do because you did not want to argue no more, and you wanted shit to go back to normal. You have never done that. And I'm gonna tell you something right after we get some answers. I'm gonna tell you my opinion on this shit. What up, Suzette Carbuckle? What up, Denise Cologne? That's the only people that's gonna vote. So y'all don't want to drop frost for me. Only shout out to Ivan, JR, Hector Cruz, and Kaiser Soze for dropping some damn frost for me. I appreciate y'all. The rest of y'all can eat a dick. What the fuck? Y'all couldn't drop no frost for me? What the kind of shit is that? Anyway, so I wanted to say that in order so we could be clear on something. People apologize for shit that they never did all the time. So because you get somebody on the telephone and they apologize about something, it's not that they apologize, it's how they're apologizing. Get it? It's like if the person is apologizing in detail, then it's like, yeah, that motherfucker did that shit. If a person is not apologizing in detail, a person just, yeah, yo, I'm sorry about that, and you can tell that they're just trying to push the conversation through, there's a good chance that that's not what happened. You feel me? So I'm not necessarily saying Joe did any of that shit, just so we can be clear. I'm not saying that definitively. But what I am saying is this. She was sure trying to get him to say that. Who thinks Joe really dragged her around? And Joe has a history of I'm not going to say domestic violence, but what I'm going to say is he has a history of having a temper and not necessarily being able to keep it contained. Who believes Cyn Santana got dragged around by her hair? Also, this is not the first time I've heard this story. Who believes Cyn Santana got dragged around by her hair? Who thinks that it's all cat? And I know y'all lagging behind me for a second, so don't worry about it. Either get those likes up or could we get some drops going? One of the two? Could y'all give me one of the two? Could we get some drops going or could y'all get those likes up? One of the two. I've personally seen men agree to that not men, just people in general. I've personally seen people agree to shit, me not even being in this situation, agree to shit that I know that they didn't do. You understand what I'm saying? In order to try to placate, in order to try to satisfy, their significant other because they didn't want to lose them. I've personally seen people agree to shit that they did not want to, that they did not do. Yes, the Dean, Joe has a relationship of being in toxic relationships with toxic people. First of all, Cyn Santana is toxic. Let's not confuse this. She's just a baddie for real. But she's toxic. Salties was like, yo, man, I was on the mower. Shout out to the Dean with the $4.99 drop. He said, happy Wednesday. Dean is the only one we got right now. He's sitting in the saloon. Wait, hold on. We got two people in the saloon. Who else in the saloon? D and DSTN is the only me. The Dean and DSTN and Silver Stack are sitting in the saloon all together. Shout out to New York Silver Stacker with the 199 drop. No comment. Clint Eastwood eyes. They sitting in the saloon. Right now, wait, hold on. What's this nigga name? Well, I gotta keep scrolling up. Right now, DSTN is the bartenders handing out sarsaparillas. I gotta find out whatever the fuck else they drink back then. And beers, I guess. I don't know. Whiskey. Patrick N says, I'm looking at them like 6ix9ine and Sarah. Too much solid women right there to be being dragged. She look like she'll give him the work. Just like T-shirt. Just like my... Okay, so first of all, Joe Budden is not a little dude and he's a street guy. I don't think him and Cyn Santana should be fighting. I don't think no people should be fighting. Unless it's like, you know, a professional fight or some shit. What up, Nina Morales? Oh, man, you ain't been here in a dumb long time. With the $5 drop. Clint Eastwood eyes. No comment. We got 4 people sitting around in the saloon having sarsaparillas and whiskey. It's in the morning. I don't know if that's what you drink in the morning, though. What up, Dino Love? Shout out to Oklahoma City. Alright, so when I... Also, that's why I can't get that's why the notifications don't come out and people ain't getting in here. It's not sending out my notifications because it has this channel confused with a whole nother channel that got 0 subscribers. So I gotta fix that today. When I fix that, more notifications should go out. Yeah. YouTube has been confusing me with a channel that has 0 subscribers for the last like 9 months. And that's literally why the notifications and things might not have been going out. Shout out to Dino Love with the $2 drop. He said pew pew. He walked in the saloon. Dino Love got his guns drawn. He said, rat bastards. It's all about the smoke. Yes, but I think that's one of the problems that's happening, actually. But, you know, it is what it is. We're going to solve the problem. I'm going to talk to YouTube. We're going to fix it up, wash it up. Hopefully it'll disappear. Look, we're human beings, so we're in the business of making lemonade. Copy? Don't always think when somebody is telling you something that they don't like, they're complaining. Sometimes they're just working the problem out in their head. Copy? That's it. Sometimes they just working the problem out in their head. Also, I need everybody to go watch this video. I'm going to show you a video real quick. Shout out to Salty Sack with the $5 drop. Salty in the saloon. He said, "For I heard this saloon has warm milk." So we got Salty Sack in the saloon. Actually, no lie, Dino Love, New York Silver Stacker, y'all outside of the saloon looking in the window, cause you need $5 to get in the saloon. you need a minimum of $4.99 to get in the saloon. So you two niggas is outside with your faces pressed up against the window like this. Them sarsaparillas look good. Shout out to Rule, don't nobody see them dots. Jones with the $5 drop. He said, Frost, even though Billboard not counting the sales for the charts, but he still has the sales, is correct or not. Billboard isn't counting the sales, so the sales aren't being counted. What he does still have is the money. So if these are all legal sales, like if there was no shenanigans, if it was real shit that happened, he got the money. He made something like $8 million off of selling music or something like that this year. So if that's true, he's still winning. If he came out of jail and in half a year, not even half a year, made $8 million, can you tell me how much Dirk is worth? They're literally laughing at the... I don't know what to say. I don't know. This shit is weird. Anyway, rappers, yo. Shout out to Liberty Hazelton with the 555 drop. He said, big fives in this bitch. Let's go. Shout out to Crystal C with the $9.99 drop. She said, good morning, Frost. Good morning, Miss Krista C. Krista C walking around looking sexy. She got the nice sheer top with the ruffles all over. You know, back then they put too much clothes on, so she had the ruffles all over her dress with the also the dress at the bottom flared out at the back, so it looked like she got a badunkadunk. She might have a badunkadunk. Shout out to D No Love with the $10 drop. He said, "Pew pew, you niggas is letting me in the saloon." Crisis Black says, hold on, DSTN. Crisis Black says, Joe strikes me as the type to only be articulate as long as he's not emotionally charged, but once triggered, logic goes out the window with him. First of all, Crisis Black, that's probably most people, just so we can be clear. Once anybody is literally triggered, everything goes out the window. I don't know what to tell you, because I know if I get triggered, at that point, I'm like, fuck it. We all could die. To be honest with you. DSTN said they illegalized the bundle game. He wasn't ready. First of all, those criteria for the bundle wasn't supposed to change until I think October or something, right? So his bundle should have still counted. I think there's an argument that's being made that the bundles that he sold is too far away from the date of the release of the album. That's what I think they're using as the excuse for not using the bundles. I mean, I don't know if that's a good reason or not. You would have to speak to somebody else and they would have to inform me. But that's what I heard is the actual reason. Hey, yo, let's get our chat rate up to like 20, yo. Our chat rate is at 9 comments a minute or some shit. Let's get that shit up to like 20. Drop a whole bunch of shits in the chat. The Dean said, Frost, I'm a gentleman and I don't hit women, but in the black community, our women have to stop being aggressive, hitting their spouses and calling the cops and playing victim, which can end in death. Okay, first of all, everybody does stuff like that, not just our black women, so we're not putting that on our black women, the Dean. The next time you try to put shit on our black women like it isn't also done in other cultures by other people that are not black and also by other genders, I guess men and non-binary, then I'm going to put you on a timeout because we're not going to put shit like that on our black women. That's one. Two, you got to also understand that a lot of our families were raised in tumultuous households with a lot of violence. So when you see a young lady of whatever kind of ethnicity that she is, and she's calling the police and giving an alternative story, are you sure that's an alternative story to her? You get what I'm saying? Because you or the other person might see something different. But is that the way that she felt? You feel me? People forget that a situation happens, and it's not just a chain of events, but it's also an emotional roller coaster. You understand what I'm saying? It's not just a chain of events. There's also an emotional gravity to it. So when a lot of times when people are talking to whoever they are and they're explaining the situation, you know, you have the people that explain the situation because of actual actions, and you have people that explain the situations dependent on what happened made them feel. You understand what I'm saying? Knowing the difference is gonna allow for you to, one, have longer relationships with people. You understand what I'm saying? Because then you'll know how to speak with them. And also knowing the difference allows for you to have a better conversation with anyone. Because imagine imagine you go up to somebody and you're trying to explain to them how a specific situation made you feel, and all they want to talk about is the logistics of it. What is happening, that they don't want to talk about the emotional impact that it had on your life. They're going to seem extremely callous. They're going to seem like they don't care about you. They're going to seem, you understand what I'm saying? So it's important for us to be able to have emotional discussions with people when they're ready to have emotional discussions with people. Also, in addition to that, when somebody is having an emotional discussion with you, 9 times out of 10 it's because they want you to know something about them so y'all can have a better relationship. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Susan Bortz-Bedell says it happens in white homes too. Thank you, Susan Bortz-Bedell. They just more worried about what the neighbors think so cops don't get called. I'm going to tell you something right now. And this is not me trying to bring up anything about anything, but I stopped caring what people think. I literally stopped caring what people think. My dude, right now, where I live, my landlord is trying to convince every single female, if he just thinks a female thinks I'm attractive, he goes around and now I have to hear for the next month about how I'm gay. Now I have to hear about I'm not gay. But now I got to hear about the next month that I'm gay. Now every time I walk past, every time he talks to a female, every time he talks to a person, he has to try to convince everybody in the world the opposite of whatever I am. You understand what I'm saying? So I literally am in situations like that. So when I tell you, if I try to have a conversation with somebody and I'm trying to explain to them how that makes me feel, and all they want to talk about is the logistics of it, me and them is not going to have a good conversation. I'm probably not going to fuck with them no more because you don't care about me. Yeah, I'm just the most important thing to this guy's life. I don't know no other way to put it. I might be the most. I think it's projection too. I think the dude gay, but I think I might be the most important thing in this guy's life. Like literally, like just you could talk to anybody that lives next to me. All he do is talk about me all day. Yeah, but I literally have people doing shit to me that's like just really fucked up and negatively impacting me because of shit like this. You know what I'm saying? No, I didn't call anybody about anything. I would love to interview 6ix9ine, but I don't think that he's interested in being on this platform. I am 100% the highlight of my landlord's day. I don't think he cares about nobody. I don't think he cares about nobody in the world as much as he cares about me. I'm the most important thing in the world to my landlord. Every single time all he does is talk about me. Maybe it's 24 hours in the day. He might talk about me 22 of those hours that he's awake. Like 90%, 90 to 95% of the time he's awake, he's talking about me. You gotta put some dope in this car. Stupid. I would never do that. Anyway, let's get to this. Stay on the domestic violence thing. Um, one, my dude, I'm letting you know right now. That's why whenever somebody look at me and they say anything negative, I'm like, my dude, you couldn't deal with what I got to deal with. You can say whatever you want. You're not strong enough to deal with what I got to deal with. I'm telling you right now, niggas. I don't. That's why I don't care. You can't. I'm telling you right now, the majority of people can't deal with what I got to deal with on a regular, everyday basis. You go crazy. You'll kill somebody, end up in jail. I'm telling you. You kill somebody, end up in jail. Imagine every single day, you'll kill somebody, end up in jail, man. I'm telling you. I don't. Well, he did Logan Paul interview. I'm not Logan Paul, yo. I'm not Logan Paul. Look, he called around to try to get an interview with GIllie the Kid, right? If he was even considering maybe doing an interview with BBN, I would know. What the fuck? He's not. I'm not gonna pester nobody about an interview that I don't think I'm gonna be able to get. That don't make sense. Do I want the interview? Absolutely. But I'm also a grown man. You feel me? I got people that I that depend on me for what we doing over here and what we doing with other things. I can't get. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Salty Sack says 6ix9ine doing the white YouTube interviews. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. I mean, he's doing what he thinks is the right thing for him to do. Who am I telling him is it's not? I don't even want to weigh in on whether I think he watches this channel or not. What up, Bree Powell? Yeah, I don't even want to weigh in on that. I don't want to even go there with that. I'm 100% used to doing a lot of hard work and getting no recognition. So I'm just gonna move on and go to the next thing. You feel me? Like, what else could you do? just got to move on and go to the next thing. I'm 100% used to. I don't want to talk about certain things, but believe me, I'm 100% used to doing a shitload of work and then gotta watch while everybody else get all the recognition, and I'm just, I'm used to this shit. I don't know what to tell you. Lemonade, man. You gotta make lemonade, homie. I don't know what to tell you. Well, if he knows I covered the stuff, he either thinks I did a bad job then. So if I did a bad job, maybe I was wrong about all the stuff that I said. Right? If I was 6'9", I wouldn't be turned off from black people, but I would be turned off from people that be around gangs. That's a fact. I wouldn't be turned off from black people. That's crazy. That's like saying, oh man, I saw a KKK member once. I'm turned off from all Caucasians. Nah, I wouldn't. What the fuck? You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, but he has, from what I've seen, he don't be around no black people though. So maybe he just don't know. I don't know. First of all, if I was gonna do an interview with him, I have a place that I can actually interview him at. If it was supposed to be a physical interview. Second, why would I have to rent a place? I'm pretty sure that, doesn't he want to do it on IG anyway or some shit? I mean, I would prefer to have it on my channel, but if he's only giving them on IG, doesn't he want to do it on IG anyway? Right? What up, James S? James S is in here. I hope the wife is doing fine. What up, Prince to Amir? What up, Young Earl? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I might not have all the money in the world, but I'm smart and I got a lot of talent. So you do what you want to do. Look, I can get a place for us to do an interview at. That's not hard. If it needs to be, but if he needs a location that's going to be secure, he literally has to get the location no matter who interviews him. You understand what I'm saying? So asking me, could I get a location, that don't make sense. The location needs to be secure, right? So he should literally, no matter who interviews him, they should have to pull up to his location so he can make sure the location is secure. Salty Sack says, Frost, you the only one that kept it a straight line. Everybody else is shitting on him. Once again, I have no... What up, Axe Man? Ain't seen you in a stupid long time. Once again, I have no... I'm with God first. I don't know no other way to put it. I'm with God first. You feel me? So... I get it. Some people mad at me about this or mad at me about that, but I'm with God first, yo. If you want to be mad at me for me choosing God first over whatever the fuck, then it is what it is. Oh no, I'm proud of myself. Crystal C says, you kept it real. You should be proud of yourself for it. Great. I'm proud of myself. I have no complaint. I feel good about the shit that I do. Copy? I'm not worried about none of that. Oh man, did I plug this phone in? That battery is dead as shit. We forget my battery is dead as shit. Also, y'all might have sent the drop for Cash App, so let me check real quick. Only DC. Shout out to DC. Shout out to everybody in the saloon right now, chilling. No cheers to growth, nigga. I'm kicking you. Yo, look at this nigga. Hold on. This is some nigga I just kicked him. Hold on. I'm going to tell y'all this story real quick. This is how niggas is douchebags. He used to be an admin here. If you see the name, you see the name. You know who he is. This is an admin. This is one of them niggas that all they do is, no matter what you say, they try to say the opposite. So, homeboy, I don't want you here. I don't want you around me. I just hit you with your bags. Could we get bags for the nigga that I fucking kicked for leaving a comment and I don't fuck with you? This is how I give it up, my nigga. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. You don't do some weirdo shit to me then come back and try to be cool. I don't do that. Can we get bags for this nigga that used to be my admin that's a whole clown? Can we get bags for him, this whole clown? I don't do that. I don't do that. You go, nah, nigga, this ain't growth. I didn't grow. I didn't grow. You just, your eyes stopped being blinded. Now get the fuck out of here. That's the type of time I'm on. I'm a loyal motherfucker. I take that shit so personal when people don't be loyal to me. I can't even explain how personal I take it. You wouldn't understand. So the Axeman said he be in the cut sometimes. Puns! Nah, you stay over there, homie. Don't be trying to give me no backhanded compliments. You stay over there. All the way over there. Now look, I'm going to show you how real it is. This is the same video. One hater comes in and says, same old Frost. Same video. Hold on, we getting right back on track. I just want to show y'all something. This is how the haters do it. One hater says, same old Frost for the same video. It's the same video. And the other guy says, growth. Do you understand what I'm saying? When niggas hate you, you understand what I'm saying? When niggas hate you, get out of here. Stop trying to be cool with me, nigga. You don't like me. Get the fuck out of here. Also, I want to explain something to everybody. If you look at the things that I said regarding the Tekashi case, I'm literally consistent on every matter I've ever spoken about. So this isn't me shucking and jiving to get an interview. I've told y'all before, I don't even think he got an interview with me. I don't think the nigga fuck with me. Copy? Just so we can be clear. But just because somebody don't, just because I'm not going to come out saying shit I don't believe. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm only going to say shit I believe. I don't think the nigga fuck with me, to be honest with you. But that just goes to show what kind of niggas you is. A lot of y'all niggas just agree with niggas because niggas agree with you. You feel me? Don't let that go over your head. There's a lot of YouTube content creators that's like that too. Don't let that shit go over your head. What up, GNYC? What up, brother? Don't let that shit go over your head. A lot of y'all people just agree with niggas because niggas agree with you. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all know niggas is lying. Y'all know niggas ain't good. Just you know that person is going to agree with whatever you say, so you say it. Nah, nigga, it ain't even that type of time. With that being said, I really want to discuss, let's get back to the discussion of domestic violence, if y'all don't mind. There's a couple of more things I want to say about domestic violence in general, because domestic violence is terrible. You could either perpetuate it or you could end it. That's it. I grew up in a household which it was terrible, so I try to end it. I don't want other people, I don't want no one to grow up in fear of their life. I don't want no one to feel like at 5 or 6 years old that their own parent might kill them. I don't want nobody to feel like that. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that us in general, we need to start taking the domestic violence much more seriously. And I'm saying that to say this. That phone call that she had with Joe, I think that was inappropriate. I think that even if she was going to tape the telephone conversation, I think that she should have just not tried to trick him. You feel me? Just say what it is. Look, I feel this way, I feel that way, I feel that way. This is how I feel about what? How do you feel about these things? You feel me? Not, oh, but you said. Nah, we're not doing that. We're not trying to trick nobody into nothing. We're not going to be deceitful. There's no reason for me and you to talk if we can't talk about the matter that is at hand. So let's talk about the matter at hand. We're not calling you up that you try to tell me a whole bunch of shit. We're calling you. We're speaking right now because there's a matter and we're going to discuss that matter. If she would have had that energy, I'm 100% on her side with everything that happened. whether he agreed to the shit she wanted him to agree to or not. If she would have had that energy, she was absolutely being coached. At least that's the way it seemed to me also. I think you could hear somebody in the background. But if she would have came with that energy, look, there's a thing that happened. We're going to discuss that thing that happened. Also, if you listen to the way that it was recorded, it doesn't, you could tell it was like recorded like from a third phone. You understand what I'm saying? Like speakerphone was on. You understand what I'm saying? Like it was recorded from like a third phone. You understand what I'm saying? So, or a second phone, but it's a third phone. So I say all that to say, I think if she would have just been more clear, straight out, like, look, Joe, this happened. You did this to me. Now we're not having this discussion. This is what we're talking about. I think if that conversation was had and we could hear exactly what Joe had to say specifically on that thing, then I would feel much more comfortable hearing this. I don't like the way that it came out. It came out more like he didn't. To me, I don't think he agreed to shit. To me, I don't think Joe said he grabbed her and dragged her. He might have did it. I'm not saying he didn't do it. But what I'm saying, to me, it doesn't sound like he said he did that. At least from the part I heard. Maybe I didn't hear enough. To me, it sounds like she was accusing him of things and he wasn't really trying to say he didn't do it, but he really wasn't saying that he did do it. Like he was just like, look, I don't even want to talk about this. You feel what I'm saying? So in my opinion, in order for me to really take this with more gravity, with more have more weight to me, she would have needed to be like, yo, look, we're going to talk about this thing. And then they would have discussed that thing. You understand what I'm saying? I would have been okay with that. That's a win. You get it? That's a win. But for her to just be throwing out accusations and him not necessarily agreeing or disagreeing to the accusations, that's not enough for me. If I was on a jury, that wouldn't be enough for me. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know how people be tricky. I know it. I've personally had people record half of conversations when talking to me and then go play those half of conversations for other people to trick them into thinking something totally different was happening. You understand what I'm saying? So, I say that to say, I needed for her to say, no, we need to talk about the problem at hand. She didn't do that, in my opinion. Yep, he said dragged you where? That doesn't even sound like he's saying he did it. Where'd I drag you to? Oh, so that's what he said. So it don't sound to me like he admitted to nothing. It sounds to me like she had a telephone conversation with a person that she was accusing of shit, and then they just didn't even want to talk about the shit they was being accused of. And how many of us have been accused of shit and be like, man, I don't want to talk about this stupid shit. That didn't happen. How many, so you understand what I'm saying? So I can't say what she's saying is the truth. And that's why we didn't discuss it last night. Because we was talking about some funny shit, and I didn't want to get the two things mixed up because domestic violence is real. I'm also not saying that he didn't do these things. What I'm saying is that when they was on that telephone call, I didn't see him admit to any of this. So I don't know what anyone is fucking talking about. Just so we can be clear. Did anyone hear him admit to dragging her? You heard him admit to abusing her. You did not hear him admit to anything. I don't even know what this tape was supposed to do other than prove that they broke up, which we already know happened. Does anybody, real quick vote, you think Joe agreed, or Joe agreed that he snatched her up and dragged her or whatever? Joe never, where the fuck, Joe never agreed to that. You understand what I'm saying? I think this recording proves more that there's people out to destroy him than that it proves that he actually did a thing. Oh, he probably cheated. He absolutely cheated. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't cheat. I'm not saying that didn't happen. I'm not talking about the cheating. I'm not talking about the cheating. I'm talking about, do it sound like he actually abused her by dragging her through the place or whatever? No, it doesn't sound like that. He didn't agree to shit. And that's where I'm at with it. Just so we can be clear. And now the same logic that I used during the Tekashi case is the same logic I used during this one. It's the logic that I use isn't gonna depreciate. It's only gonna appreciate. Yo, look what somebody wrote in the comment section about Tekashi real quick. And then we're going to talk about that Spotify shit. Look what somebody wrote in the comment section. I want y'all to see this shit. I don't want to read it. I want y'all to see it. Look what somebody wrote in the comment section. Niggas is retarded. Also, I look more like this. It's the lighting in here, kinda, but I look more like this, just so y'all can see when I'm in some halfway decent light. Yeah, I'm a handsome ass man, y'all. What the fuck? Axman says all this ownership stuff got Joe in hot water with some of the whites. Now, some of the business companies. We're not doing that. Now they're using bitter X's to get at them. People have nothing relevant to contribute, so their best attempt is shock value. Wait, hold on. Who are you speaking about? David Irving? Just so y'all can know what the damn thing said, he said, just so y'all can know what the fucking comment says for everybody that said that they couldn't see it or whatever the case is. He says he's still the king of New York, Chicago, LA, then there's a rainbow. And it says, as a matter of fact, he's still the king of the whole entire US. Motherfuckers is crazy. David Irvin said people have nothing relevant to contribute to their best attempt is shock value. Tekashi, well, I don't know. Maybe that's I don't know what anybody has to contribute or don't have to contribute. Who am I to say that? He doesn't necessarily make content that's for me. You understand what I'm saying? His content isn't for me. Well, maybe she's his king. I mean, maybe he's her king. What the fuck? He could be her king. Why not? You can't tell people who they could. She could worship him all she want. What the fuck? Also, let's talk about that Spotify deal real quick. Oh, you meant her comments. Oh yeah, well anyway. Um, real quick. So let's talk about the Spotify deal. Okay, so everybody knows Joe Budden's tried to Spotify wanted to resign them. They decided not to resign. The way Joe Budden's tells it, Spotify is it had to deal with money, and Spotify is basically trying to have ownership of their product without having ownership of their product. I'm gonna tell you about something real quick. So I knew people that own businesses back in the '90s when I was younger. And I'm gonna tell you what they used to do. Let's say you go work for them. You're a day laborer, right? You go work for that day. They paying you, I don't know, $8 an hour or whatever the case might be. It's the '90s. $8 an hour wasn't terrible. They paying you $8, $9 an hour or some shit, right? To go do some hard labor or whatever the case might be. You work all day, then it's time to pay you. I used to know motherfuckers, just greasy, grimy, fucked up individuals. I used to know people that they don't want to pay you all your money. Like, let's say they owe you $100. They only want to give you about 40. Because they don't want you to have enough money to be able to do nothing. They don't want you to be able to you understand what I'm saying? Because as long as they could keep you hungry, and as long as they could keep you in need, so if they give you the whole $100 that they owe you every single day that you come work, you can make a living for you and your family. You're not struggling no more. You might be able to go do something with your life. But they don't want you to do nothing with your life. They want to hold you captive. So they don't want to give you all of your money. But they're going to keep promising you all your money forever. You understand what I'm saying? That's basically the type of tactics that these companies use against us. They hire you, or you have a product. They don't let you go, but the way that they keep you holding, because they owe you money. So you're going to sign that next deal. We're going to give it to you on the next deal. Don't worry about it. Just sign this deal. All that money that we owe you, you're going to get it. You're never going to get that money. Get it? You're never going to get that money. Sooner or later, they're going to figure out a way to trick you out of that money. You're never going to get that money, but you will sign that next deal. What happened is, Joe Budden refused to sign that next deal. Now we're not doing this. This is what you owe me. You cannot promise me what you owe me. You cannot promise me what I work for, what I deserve. You understand? You can't promise me that. Because I earned it. So I should have it. You understand what I'm saying? Yep, that's oppression. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's oppression. That's why whenever I hear people complain, yo, my workers be wanting their money. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, they should. What the fuck are you talking about? If your workers worked and there's money, they should want it. What are you talking about? You're upset that people did the labor and now you got to pay them? And you don't want to pay them? What kind of shit is that? And for everybody that says, just real quick, for everybody that say you did all that work on the Tekashi case and he don't even acknowledge you, I didn't do that work for Tekashi. I don't know the dude. I did the work because it's my job. How are you going to say, do you think what they are saying is true without even quantifying what you're talking about, Elizabeth Hart? You tell me what you're talking about. Tell me who they is. It's just playing the pronoun game with me. Tell me who they is and tell me what they're saying. If Elizabeth Hart makes another comment without telling me, one, who they is, and two, telling me who they're saying, what the fuck they're saying, put out like on all the timeouts, because we're not doing this. Felix says, poor Joe, he needs to stay away from toxic relationships. It's impossible to stay away from toxic relationships when you are controlling. I'm going to say this again. It's impossible to stay away from toxic relationships when you are controlling. Because you're the toxicity. Get it? It's impossible. When you're the toxicity. Yeah, I just kicked her. Don't worry about her. Elizabeth Hart, I just kicked her. I'm not doing that. You already know I'm not doing that. I just kicked her. Nobody got time for that shit. Yeah, so it's impossible for Joe to not be in a toxic relationship. He's the toxicity. Let's hope that the next relationship he gets into with somebody who's equally as toxic as him. That might allow for him to find his soulmate. You understand this, right? Like, if you're a toxic person, you should be only dating other toxic people. That shouldn't be too hard. Like, do you get that? Or if you're toxic and you want to have an actual relationship that works and lasts, you need to date a person on your level of toxicity. If you try to date a person who's not toxic, you're just ruining their life. And wasting your time. That's all you're doing. Wasting everybody's time. You dating people that ain't toxic. You toxic as shit. That shit ain't gonna work. Also, they keep saying Joe has a drug problem or a drinking problem or whatever the case might be. Like, what do you think is going to happen if he dates somebody who's not toxic? What do you think is going to happen? Joe Budden going to go date somebody who's not toxic. What do you think is going to happen? Think that's going to work out? Y'all know some women like dating guys that they physically fight with, right? Y'all do know this. There are women who they don't want to date a guy that they can't physically fight with. The dean says Joe has to find himself before jumping in relationships. He's broken emotionally and needs help as much as. I don't even think that. I think that often it has more to deal with our environment. So when Joe and Cyn Santana got together, they was at a different place in their life. Right now they're at a different, they didn't grow together. That's what I'm saying. When you're dating somebody, y'all gotta grow together. If you don't grow together, it's bad. Maybe Cyn Santana and Joe Budden just didn't grow together. Mega Bill says, why hasn't it been working? Because it seemed like most of the women he dated were toxic or have daddy issues. Maybe 60% of the people in the world have parent issues one way or the other. Some of them just don't acknowledge it. A lot of us, especially people that grew up in the hood, came from a terrible environment, a bad environment. And some of us, the only safe place was home, while others of us, it was the worst place to be was home. You understand what I'm saying? So, taking all that shit into consideration, we don't know who has issues with what. And I don't want to say that we can't hold Joe accountable because somebody else has issues. That's what I'm saying. DSTN says, toxic relationships are unavoidable. You may actually love that person to pieces. You'll find too much to be around each other. That's a fact. Susan Bortz-Bedell said he admits that. I'm not saying that being mean. What did he admit, Susan Bortz-Bedell? I don't know what you are saying he admitted to, Susan Bortz-Bedell. You're going to have to rewrite that. Toxic relationships are unavoidable. Yada yada. Detox fumbles fingers. Amen. Dean. Joe did sound a little medicated on that call. I don't know. I gotta listen to it again in order to. I don't know. Shout out to CJ with the $5 drop. He says just because, and then he got a picture of kissing a beautiful baby. Gotta love the kids, man. Please, everybody, love your kids, man. That's a fact. You know, real quick, I'm not trying to break off of the topic, but you know, when we love our children, that's how we teach our children to love. So a lot of people grew up in a house that was devoid of love, or in an environment that was devoid of love. So some of us just need people to teach us how to love. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is some super real shit. Listen to what I'm saying. A lot of people haven't lived in environments long enough where love is disseminated or dispensed haphazardly. Like, I want to be somewhere where we're just loving each other. Like some of us grew up in situations or have been in situations where people say, I'm not going to love you if you don't do that thing, or if you do that thing, I'm not going to show you no love, or I can't love you unless you do that. And there are a ton of parents out there like that. You understand what I'm saying? So some people just grew up in environments like that, so they're not used to sitting down and being easy. They're used to shit being crazy. They're used to everything just being, you know, whatever it is, just wild and zany. You understand what I'm saying? Like, some people aren't used to shit going good. When shit goes well, they anxiety kicks in. Don't forget, she was just gay. Maybe she's doing both men and women. Maybe she is. What the hell do I know? I don't even know why that's relevant. Charlie Santana says, Shorty can swing on me all she want, but I'll shake the shit out of her to snap her out of it, and that's where the relationship ends, on sight. Nah, I'm not getting swung on but so much. That's one. Two, there's different types of hits. Some people hit out of frustration. Some people hit because they want to hurt you. Know the difference. People that are hitting you because they want to hurt you, you got to stay away from those people. Some people swing their arms or it's just frustration. Those situations you could work on and fix. You understand what I'm saying? Real quick, I think this is important. There's a difference between somebody being an abusive individual and somebody being frustrated. Please know the difference. You could be throwing away a good person because you yourself are toxic and you frustrated the shit out of an individual, and then they did something that is outside of their character, and then you decided that that is what you're going to define them by. I lie to you not. I had a female tell me that she couldn't date me because I do not hit women, so I cannot be a real man. We were teenagers at this time that I was told this, so no a grown ass adult told me this. But a female told me this. She could not date me because I do not hit women. So since I don't hit women, I can't be a real man. That was crazy. True Omega Sunlight says, no sexy tall tail is worth giving up your dignity, peace of mind. Salute Frost and the whole BBN. I don't think anything is worth giving up the grace of the Most High, the grace of God. So we need to try to hold on to our peace. And look, because you're losing is the best reason to fight harder. Don't never let nobody tell you different. Cyn Santana's from the Bronx. It sounds about right. Axeman said, after I saw that clip of Sim complaining about Joe not clapping them cheeks consistently, I knew it was going to be downhill from there. Wait, hold on. Cyn Santana complained that Joe wasn't smashing consistently? But he fucking with them dogs, though. Now I see what the fucking problem is. You know what Cyn Santana is trying to tell us, right? Y'all know what Cyn Santana is trying to accuse Joe Budden of being, right? Does anybody else know what Cyn Santana is trying to accuse Joe Budden of being? Does anybody know what Cyn Santana is trying to accuse Joe Budden of being? Nobody don't want to say it? Nobody don't want to just flat out say it. She trying to call the nigga gay. She's saying Joe Budden is gay. The drugs. She's saying Joe Budden is gay. She also saying Joe Budden is trying to get the son to do gay shit. She was from the Bronx, by the way. Mega Bill says, that what made me leave the Bronx. I was with a Puerto Rican in the Bronx, and every woman in her family had been abused. And she said if I didn't hit her, she didn't think I loved her. I had to leave. This shorty was Puerto Rican also, and that's a fact. I've probably dated more Puerto Rican and Dominican females in my life than black girls. Black girls just don't seem to like me none. Like, really. Like, seriously. Like, they just don't seem to like me. So hold on. Let's go over some of the things that Cyn has accused Joe of in the court documents. One of the things she's accused Joe of in the court documents is kissing her son with an open mouth. I don't think kids should be kissing anyone with an open mouth. Let's just be clear on that. We all know what open mouth means. That's an open mouth. She says that Joe kisses her son with an open mouth. Kisses their son with an open mouth. She's trying to break the little boy out of it. She also said that he plays with that he jerks the dogs off. She also says that he jerks dogs off. Listen to what she's saying. And now you're telling me that she complained previously that he wasn't giving her enough dick. I'm going to let you know right now, there is maybe only one female that I've ever been in a relationship that could have possibly have had that complaint. And we lived in different states. If you dating me, I mean, I ain't got no choice. What the fuck? Funny guy. But, hold on. She accused Joe of kissing the son with an open mouth that she says is inappropriate, and this is something that she has to break the son out of. She also said that that Joe Budden's like jerking the dogs off because they need to get out their canine sexual urges. So you telling me he likes training his son to kiss other men with an open mouth? Why? Also, she's claiming that he masturbates his dogs. What? You can literally... Joe has enough money to buy a female dog, homie. Alright? Joe has enough money to buy a female dog. Somebody please explain to me why he's masturbating his dogs. Because somebody please explain to me why Joe Budden would be masturbating his dogs instead of just buying a female dog. Joe Budden is not a breeder. We're not going to do that. We're not going to say the breeders do it, so it's okay. No, Joe Budden is not a breeder, okay? No. Joe Budden is not a breeder. Let's stop pretending Joe Budden is breeding dogs. Y'all just be thinking of weirdo ass excuses. Joe Budden is not breeding dogs, yo. Joe Budden is not breeding dogs. She is basically telling everybody that he like playing with dick that ain't his. Now, I'm not saying he's doing this. I don't know if he's broke or gay. But I know that she is saying. First of all, he got a whole podcast and he getting the bag from Spotify. He ain't broke. Once again, do y'all know that he's breeding dogs or y'all just using that as an excuse? Please show me where Joe Budden is selling fucking semen to breed dogs. That's one. Two, if he was breeding dogs, he can literally just get some female dogs. Okay, first of all, just so we can be clear, I just want to make something clear real quick, because I don't just go on what people say all the time. Just so we can be clear on something. I'm talking about court documents. So for the people that's saying she's just lying, I'm literally just talking about court documents. So Tiffany Harrison, Unless you have proof of anything that is bigger than court documents, I don't know what the heck you are talking about. We're discussing court documents. So, Tiffany Harrison, we also can never believe court documents if you don't believe them? These are court documents. What the? Okay, so we don't believe no court documents no more. Stop everything. Who thinks the people that's saying that we can't believe court documents are stupid? You think the people that's saying that we can't believe court documents are stupid? You think that the people that's saying that we can't believe court documents is perfectly sane because we should never believe court documents? Can we have a vote real quick? You think the people that are saying that we should not believe court documents are fucking stupid. You think the people that are saying that we should never believe, that we shouldn't believe court documents is right, because you know court documents is always wrong. Can we have a vote real quick? Can we have a vote? So I'm talking about court documents. See this? These are literally court documents. Literally court documents. These people know more than the court documents. You guys, I don't even know. I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to say about you guys. You guys know more than the courts. You guys know more than the courts. I don't know what to say about you guys. You guys, I'm so happy to have y'all in this community because y'all know more than the courts. Whoever is believing the court documents is stupid. My point is this. I'm talking about court documents. Do you have something proving that these court documents are incorrect? Or are you just saying that they're incorrect because you're just saying that they're incorrect? You get what I'm saying? No. Thank you, James Belcher. She may be lying, but the docs aren't. We're discussing the court documentation. We're discussing the court. Wait, what? She didn't lie in court. When did she lie in court, Eric Vasquez? Stop everything. Eric Vasquez is about to get all the timeouts. When did Tekashi 6ix9ine's girlfriend, baby mama, lie in court that we know about? When? I need you to tell me right now, Eric Vasquez. I'm going to read Eric Vasquez's comment real quick. We watched 6ix9ine BM lie in court. Where? Where did 6ix9ine's BM lie in court? Where did 6ix9ine BM lie? When did 6ix9ine BM go to court? I'm just putting Eric Vasquez on the timeout. I need to know when 6ix9ine's... When you come off of this timeout, homie, go find out, and I need you to show me where 6ix9ine's BM was in court. Dude, I acknowledge everybody, man. So when you come off of that timeout, homie, I need you to show me when 6ix9ine's BM went in court. Can we get some hourglasses and some clocks for this dude? Because I was in court every fucking day and I didn't see her. So I need for you to tell me when she was in court. In open court. I'm not talking about no grand jury. So basically, whenever a man is breaking up with a woman, we should never believe what the woman is saying. Is that what y'all saying? Whenever a man breaks up with a woman, we should never believe what the woman is saying because she's bitter. Is that what you're saying? I just want to be clear on this, Tiffany Harrison and the other people, because you're an actual woman. So basically, you're saying whenever a female breaks up with a man, we should never believe what the woman is saying. Never. Just not never. That is what you're saying, right? Stephen Stewart says, I bet no one can prove whether it's a lie or not. That's why the point in which I'm trying to say is we're discussing court documents. What up, Pedro Alvarez? So I just want to be clear on this, because as far as I can tell, Tiffany Harrison is saying we should never believe women. Who else is saying this? Because their argument is she has to be lying because they broke up and she's bitter, right? So that means that every single time a woman breaks up with anyone, whether it's a woman or a man, then that means that basically we should never believe the female ever because she's bitter, right? I'm just asking. For a friend. I'm that friend. I'm asking. Because I'm hearing what the accusations is, and some of these shit sound extremely consistent. I want to hear from the people that think all women are lying when they break up in a relationship. I want to hear from them. Where you guys at? Where the Tiffany Harrisons and all of y'all that was just in here saying that she gotta be lying basically because, whenever a man breaks up with a woman, all women are always lying because they're always bitter. Right? That's basically what y'all saying, right? That's literally what your argument is. Your argument is she gotta be lying because when women get out of relationships, they're all bitter and they all lie. That's your argument, right? No, 6ix9ine's baby mama was never in court. I was about to kick him all the way out the room. Just so we could be clear. I was about to hit him with his bags. Just so we could be clear. I just hate lies. It's coming out because of the Spotify situation. What happens is when somebody sees somebody attacking somebody else, they want to get their jabs in also. So we don't know if Spotify actually helped. No, you're basically, no, Tiffany Harrison. You're saying that the reason why you don't believe it is because when women break up, they become bitter, right? You're not saying there's a thing that happened that's making you not believe her. You're saying literally, you don't believe her because when women break up, they're bitter. That's literally all you said. Your whole reason for not believing her is because when women break up, they're bitter. That's your whole reason. You don't know if this woman is bitter or not. This didn't come out after 2 years. I don't think you can say she's bitter. This took 2 years. You want to know who's bitter? Sarah Molina. You want to know why I could tell she was bitter? How long did it take for her to start talking about Tekashi? 30 seconds. It took her 30 seconds to start dragging Tekashi. That's bitter. This lady ain't been in a relationship with this man for 2 years. That don't sound like bitter. World famous Peter Memphis says women who are absolutely bitter only become bitter because the man usually causes that problem to make them have to rage or anger. I don't know. I don't know why anybody is gonna become bitter. I can't even surmise. Susan Bortz-Bedell says, I'm just wondering if they are the real documents because the only one I see didn't have a docket number and the people couldn't find the court records. Well, check this one out right here, Susan Bortz. I can see why you could say that. This one, the docket number ain't even on this bitch. But here goes information. Go look it up. You can look it up yourself. It's not. Now, if you're saying your argument is you might be concerned whether this is actual court documents, okay, I can get with that. That can be a concern. But for you to say that you just don't believe court documents, I can't even show you the shit. I wish I could. For you to just... Hold on. I can. Let me email the bitch to myself, and then I'll show y'all right now. I'm going to show you right now. Hold on. I'm going to show you right now. So because Stephen Stewart, because your mother lied in court, you're right, every woman lies in court. You see how that works? You see how that works? So everybody know right now, I want everybody to be informed of this. Stephen Stewart's mother lied in court once. So that means that all women lie in court. So now we know all women, every woman on the planet lies in court. And the proof of that we have is because Stephen Stewart's mother lied in court once. All women lie in court. No women should ever be believed if we are to listen to what Stephen Stewart says. Right, Stephen Stewart? No women should ever be believed because your mother lied in court once. So that means that every single time a woman ever says anything and people are like, should we believe her or not? They all should think, well, Stephen Stewart's mother lied in court once. So that means that we should never believe any women. So now I get you, Stephen Stewart. You see, when you apply the same logic that people are using against them, because that's literally the logic that he's using. His logic is literally, you cannot believe women because my mother lied in court once. So therefore, you can't never believe no woman. Right, Stephen Stewart? This is the paperwork. I have way more than this, but this is what I have right here to show y'all what we're looking at. I have way more than this, though. So thanks for telling me that, Stephen Stewart. I had no idea. I had no idea that we could never believe any woman on the planet because your mother lied in court once. I'm not doing too much. I'm gonna keep applying the same logic that motherfuckers is applying to me. I'm not canceling anyone. Just so we could be clear. Stephen Stewart, I'm not canceling anyone. I'm not canceling anyone, but I'm not gonna allow for you to come use some irresponsible logic against me. And then I'm not gonna then expose how that logic don't make no fucking sense. Some people lie, y'all. Why y'all keep saying some women? Even the females in here. Some people lie. People. Y'all, can we stop blaming women? People. Some people lie. Are some of those people women? Absolutely. Are some of those people men? Absolutely. Are some of those people non-binary? Absolutely. EOS says, all this coming out about Joe now makes me want to listen to what he had to say about Spotify even more closely. Because it seems like the power that be trying to get Joe the fuck up out of here. Yeah, they are. But also remember, Joe has been highly favored for a couple of years now. For about 3-4 years. But at least 3 years. Joe has been highly favored. So there are individuals that believe that Joe deserves to be, that Joe owed him something. You understand what I'm saying? Joe's been highly favored. Definitely a smear campaign. Look, see, this is the problem. I think this is a smear campaign. I think people are doing it to hurt Joe. I think that there's quite a few people that's also working involved in conjunction with one another to make this happen. But also, I'm pretty sure Joe, like everybody else in this world, has just made enemies. Sometimes people just make enemies. You understand what I'm saying? I don't trust the fact that she, like I said before, if you 100% right about something and you when you 100% right about something, right? Um when she had that conversation with Joe, she wouldn't have had to play those games. She could have just said, "Yo, look, we're gonna talk about this thing. I can't get past this thing. I want to talk about this thing." You understand what I'm saying? Tony Tone says we all saying that she probably majorly changed the story on what could be money move, and the open mouth kiss could be a peck. Nah, come on, stop, Tony Tone, stop. All right, stop. I'm gonna explain to y'all right now, and I'm not calling Joe an abuser. I'm not calling Joe an abuser. Other people have, but I'm not. I'm gonna explain to you why people get abused. Because motherfuckers like because some individuals always want to say that can't be happening, and they give excuses. Some people are some people get abused because all the signs be there and motherfuckers ignore it. And they leave people to be abused. They leave people to get raped. They leave people to get beaten. They leave people to get starved. They leave people to get neglected and every fucking thing else in the world. Because when all the signs was there, all people wanted to do was say that can't be the truth. We have, and I'm not talking about Joe right now, I'm just saying specific, just in general, we have millions of kids in America that have asked for help and didn't get none. That tried to tell people that their family was abusing them. Tried to tell people they don't eat. Tried to tell people that, I don't know, they get beat all the time. Tried to tell people that they family is verbally abusing them, trying to destroy their mentality, trying to break them. And they go out and they ask for help, and people like some motherfuckers always trying to make up an excuse. You don't gotta jerk a fucking dog's dick, nigga. It just really pisses me off when people try to explain away child abuse. Alright? If she said that that man was kicking her son with an open mouth, I fucking believe her. I'm sitting here thinking about all the children that probably asked y'all for help, and some of y'all just sent them back to their abuser. Because you knew the abuser. Because you liked the abuser. Save the fucking child. How about that? The grown-ass motherfucker that done lived 20, 30, 40 fucking years, they done lived their life. You go save that kid that's 2, 3 years old. You save them. Happy Tappy says, I worked at a treatment center for teen girls with significant trauma. They had to pay such a heavy price for a sick adult's pleasure. You go try to kiss another man with an open mouth and you tell me if that feels good. Or if it feels, well, kissing men in general. You go try to kiss somebody with an open mouth and you tell me if that feels sexual. Go kiss your wife or your girl or whoever with an open mouth and you tell me if that feels sexual. That shit is crazy. That y'all just so easily to explain away abuse. This isn't an opinion thing. This makes me think, do some of y'all got kids? How are you treating your own kids? You're so quick to easily to explain away abuse. You think abusers ain't good at hiding what they do? They're good. People that's out here preying on kids, abusing kids, they're good at hiding what they're doing. I'm not accusing Joe of this. I'm just saying, I believe he was open kissing his fucking son, and that's wrong. Save the fucking kids. Y'all busy worried about Joe Budden personal, public. Y'all busy out here worried about the Joe Budden's personal public perception. I'm saying we should be worried about that child. Is this really true? That's what we should be worried about. But shout out to y'all that think that worrying about the alleged abuser is more important than worrying about the abused. Shout out to you. You sound like them niggas that after somebody done abused their child for 10, 15, 20 years, you sound like one of them niggas that's gonna go to the child and say, just forget about it. You gotta just forget about it. You sound like one of them niggas that you believe that abuser should get away with it. I don't think any abuser should get away with shit. And that's my energy. With that being said, I believe her when she say open mouth kiss. I believe her when she say he jerked the dog off. And I believe her when she alludes to the fact that he did it out of pleasure. Because he liked to do it. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't care how much money I want to fucking make. I'm not jerking no fucking dog's dick. If that dick needs to be jerked, I'm going to go hire somebody that does it for a living. An actual fucking professional. You don't get it? You don't get what she is trying to say Joe is doing? I'm not saying that Joe is doing this. But she's saying that Joe is grooming her son. I'm gonna pull this shit up so you can see it yourself. Hold on. She's saying Joe is grooming her son. That's what she's saying. I'm not gonna lie. Some days I come in here and some of y'all just disappoint the shit out of me. Just disappoint the shit out of me. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen for y'all so we can look at it together. Some of y'all just disappoint the shit out of me. Some of y'all I'm never gonna look at the same. I would never defend child abuse. I can't even understand. I can't even understand attempting to defend child abuse. And there is no playing devil's advocate for something that's evil. I'm sorry. I don't believe in that devil's advocate shit at all anyway. People that play devil's advocate all the time, they not playing devil's advocate, homie. They really bad people. Stop. You better stop believing people playing devil's advocate. They ain't playing devil's advocate. They really bad people. For real, for real. They just being themselves. They not playing devil's advocate. Fall for that shit if you want. You fall for that shit. Motherfuckers talking about they playing devil's advocate. They not playing devil's advocate. If you stupid enough to believe that, then shout out to you. I'm telling you what they doing. They not playing devil's advocate. That's who the fuck they are. However, I have observed him kissing our son. I'm gonna read the whole thing so we can all make sure that we're all in the right spot. Sorry, I got an alert. It says, I have no doubt that the defendant. I have no doubt that the defendant loves Lexington and that the Lexington loves his father. I want them to have a relationship and enjoy each other's company. Apart from the fact that he suffers from substance abuse, which impedes his ability to properly care for Lexington, most of the defendant's interactions with our son are loving and appropriate. However, I have observed him kissing our son on the lips with an open mouth. I don't know what to tell you. I believe her. Why would he be kissing his son on the lips with an open mouth, right? But hold on. Let's go a little bit. Let's read a couple more so I could get to the point I want to get to real quick. It says, however, I observed him kissing our son on the lips with an open mouth. Although I believe this is intended as a playful demonstration of affection, it is nevertheless inappropriate and underscores the defendant's inability to adhere to respectful boundaries. That says a lot right there also. Notwithstanding that I have told the defendant to stop the behavior, he persists. Unfortunately, I have noticed Lexington beginning to emulate this conduct when he gives kisses to others. This is behavior which I am trying to correct. Do you understand what she is accusing him of? Do y'all really understand what he's accusing? Y'all understand? She's accusing him of grooming their son. She's accusing him of grooming their son. That's what she's accusing him. She said she's noticed him doing these same things with other people. Look, let me pull that back up one more second. Just so we can be clear on this. She says, I've noticed Lexington, the second sentence from the last, in the first paragraph. I noticed Lexington after the comma. Well, unfortunately, start with the unfortunately, comma. I have noticed Lexington beginning to emulate this conduct when he catches others. This behavior is something in which I've been trying to correct. You think she lying? You think she lying? When she busy out here saying, this nigga trying to turn my son gay. This guy's trying to make my son feel like it's okay for grown men to kiss little boys on the mouth. open. Can somebody find out how old Joe Budden's son is real quick? Hold on. Youngest son. He has more than one son. Okay, he has 2 children. I should have just went to Cyn, right? Because Cyn. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go to Cyn. Cyn Santana. Just trying to find out how old the son is. 1. Is the son 1, or is it saying that she just has 1 son? This shit is retarded. Anyway, the kid is young. He's literally teaching his son to kiss grown men with an open mouth, and you don't think that there's a problem with this. You busy. You rather be here defending him. She's trying to let the world know without flat out saying it that Joe is grooming her son for homosexuality, and it's something that she does not agree with. But if she comes out and she says, I don't want my son to be gay, she's going to then get attacked by the LGBTQ community. So what she's saying is, right? Because she can't come out and say, I don't want my son to be gay. Because if she does that, she's gonna get attacked by the LGBTQ community. They're gonna come barrels a blazing. The kid's 3 years old. They're gonna come out barrels a blazing. So what she says is, he kisses my son inappropriately, and I've also witnessed my son then kissing other people inappropriately. I don't care about proof. You want to know Prince to Amir? Because I remember telling people about things that was happening to me, and individuals was asking for proof, but I had none, so no one helped. Copy? Not sexual molestation, by the way. I'm not gonna even put that. I don't want to put that out there. Not sexual molestation. But I remember me going through things as a child and me wanting to get help from others. And when I go ask people for help, what they said to me was they needed proof. But I had no proof. I'm a fucking child. I have no proof because my abuser knew how to hide it. So just remember, every time you say, I need proof, instead of saying, wow, this is something that might be happening, why don't we investigate? See, that's the way you're supposed to take it. When the child comes up to you and tries to get help, you're not supposed to say, where's the proof to the child? You're supposed to say, you know what? You don't even say this to the child. You say this to yourself. Oh, man, let me investigate. Let me pay attention. Let me ask some questions. Let me look. Let me see. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to say, well, that child don't got no proof. Got to be lying. You think abusers just be leaving proof everywhere? That's what y'all think. You think that's how they stay free? You think that's how they continue to be able to abuse people? By just doing everything haphazardly so there's proof everywhere of what they've been doing. You don't think that they're at any way trying to conceal their actions. First of all, Joe apparently doesn't believe in boundaries. C. Graf says a lot of molesters have experienced hiding shit. I'm going to tell you real quick. I'm going to tell you the number one thing that people do when they know that they're doing somebody wrong and they're evil. They're going to try to make people think that you're crazy. They're going to try to make people think that you're a liar, so they could continue to abuse you. Why do you think my landlord does that? My landlord does that because he want to continue to be able to abuse me with people thinking he's right. So my landlord lie about me all day, every day, to every single person he could come into contact with. And then with other people that want to do evil with me, evil against me, pardon me, he get them to help them lie. This is what abusers do. Abusers need to discredit you and make you sound like you don't know what you're talking about. They need to make you sound like you bitter. They need to make you sound like you angry. They need to make you sound like you a liar. This is what abusers do. That's why I say I can't wait for these people to make it to God. I can't wait for the people. I'm not lying to you. I'm not gonna never do no harm to the people that is doing the shit to me that I don't like. I just want them to get to God. That's it. I want you to get to God. I want him to hold you accountable for your actions on earth. Because all the lying that you're doing on earth ain't gonna matter. You think you're gonna be able to lie to God? You're not gonna be able to lie to God. And God isn't gonna care that somebody tricked you. He's not gonna care. It don't work like that. You can't go to God and be like, oh, that person tricked me. It's not going to matter. Because you should have knew. you do know this, right? Like literally in the Bible. If there's a reasonable explanation for you to know something and you ignore it, God's going to hold you accountable. You ignored it. You didn't not know. SUBCRIBE says the first thing they do is discredit you. Big facts. I know this because I've been dealing with this ever since I've been like a born. I've been dealing with it like my whole entire life. Since the day I was born, I've been dealing with this. So I'm telling you what people are going to do. The abuser's always going to tell lies about you. The abuser's always going to try to make it seem like you're crazy. The abuser's always going to try to seem like you should never have no friends. You got to understand, the abuser needs to make sure nobody don't talk to you. The abuser needs to make sure that nobody don't take the words that you say seriously. You understand? That's what the abuser needs to do. So the abuser got to go out, got to call you a liar. The abuser got to go out, say that you crazy. You want to know what a lot of parents that molest their children do? You want to know what a lot of parents that abuse their kids do? When the kid is still young, they call they try to get them committed. That's what they do. They try to get their kid committed. So later on, after they've done, finished abusing them, if the kid ever try to say anything, they say, well, they're not taking their medication. You get it? You don't even need medication. This is what they do. You have a lot of people that get their kids committed just so they could have a lie to tell. Just so if their kids ever try to expose the truth about them, they could say that the kid is crazy. These people are evil. She did not allow the open mouth kissing. Where are you getting this from, world famous Peter Method? Where are you getting this from? World famous Peter Method, where are you getting this from? Are you listening or reading? Where are you getting this from, world famous Peter Method? Please explain to me where you getting that she's allowing any of this shit when right here she says this behavior which I am trying to correct. This is literally something they argue about. Where are you getting that she is okay with this? Please explain this to me. World famous Peter Method, please explain this to me. Yes, this is why I always need a co-signer, because I grew up in a situation where I've just been oppressed. Where people have been using all the tactics that they used against the slaves against me my whole life. Yes, and they start abusing you when you're young, so you don't even know that the abuse is real. So you don't even know that this ain't normal. I'm going to tell you the people I don't trust. I don't trust people who do this. Somebody, they do something to somebody, and then they want to act like the person's reaction is bigger than the thing that they did. I don't trust none of them people. They do something to you, and because you get upset over the thing that they do, now they don't even want to talk about the fact you're upset. They don't want to talk about the shit that they did to you to start it. I don't trust those people. Those people are evil. Do y'all understand what evil? The call is news, Lopez, one way or the other. Whether I personally said I don't even agree with the phone call. Oh, you just came in here, Jose Lopez, to complain. You didn't actually wasn't gonna listen to or find out my opinion on the subject. You just came in here to attack me. You wasn't gonna even find out my opinion on the subject. I got you, Jose Lopez, not a problem. Ignorant is as ignorant does. I'm going to tell you why that happens. Hold on. You just brought up a good point, C-Graph. C-Graph says, how about people that get mad at you because you defend yourself? Let me explain something. These people that do you dirty and then they complain that you reacted wrong, it's because they want you to become okay with them abusing you. You get what I'm saying? They're upset that you're not okay with them abusing you. That's the problem. They want you to be okay with the abuse. They want you to be okay with my landlord want me to be okay with him calling me a faggot. My landlord want me to be okay with him getting everybody in the neighborhood, lying to everybody in the neighborhood about who I am and my character, the person I am and the quality of my character. He wants me to be okay with these things. He's upset that I say that these things aren't true because they aren't. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to True Omega Sunlight with the $5 drop. He said, for getting to the weight of the subject. Save the babies. That's a fact. He says, Frost, is there something out there to purchase so people can't mess with the live? At this point, I gotta move. I have a whole GoFundMe set up for the move, by the way. Y'all think I should shoot it to y'all? Y'all share the shit? I gotta move. So hold on. Another person didn't actually hear anything that we said in here, so he doesn't even know where the conversation is. So we're gonna make fun of him like we did the Jose Lopez idiot. So let's read his comment so we could make the requisite amount of fun at how stupid he is. He says, y'all going off a one-sided document. You don't even know if it's true, and he's been around his son after that document has been made. So I don't get going off on that document. Okay, first of all, just so we can be clear about something, this is like a news channel, so we discuss things. That's the number one reason why your whole entire comment is trash. This is a news channel. We discuss things. That's why your whole entire comment is trash. But now I'll break down why the individual elements of your comment shows your ignorance and your stupidity. You're going off a one-sided document. I'm going off of a court document and what was said in it. How come when people are allegedly snitching, people say where the paperwork is? But when I show up with paperwork, people try to say that my paperwork ain't qualified. So every other YouTube channel is allowed to use paperwork except for the BBN Network? Not a problem. Now I know. What's the next comment you made? You're going off a one-sided comment. You don't even know if it's true or not. One, nobody is saying that this is not true. So you're trying to say, because we don't have 100% definitive proof, we can't discuss a matter. I'm going to say that again. So you're saying since we don't have 100% definitive proof, we can't discuss a matter. Sounds like you're an abuser, my brother. Sounds like you're an abuser. Because that's what abusers say. Unless you have 100% evidence that something happened, it didn't happen. That's what abusers say. Sounds like you're an abuser. Let's read the rest of the comment. And he's been around his son after that. Okay, so the first thing the comment says is that he loves his son and his son loves him. That's the first thing that the is said right on the top of the page. But if I'm to believe you, you don't think that the paperwork is right. So are we also to believe that he don't love his son and his son don't love him? You see how that works? You see what I do? I use the logic that you use to speak about the thing you're talking about. So that's the logic you're using, proving you are an idiot. You are an absolute idiot, Just Jab 23. No, you're not an abuser because you're disagreeing. You're an abuser because you want to use the same tactics that abusers use to hide the abuse. Right? You want to use the same tactics. If somebody comes to you and says that somebody's been raping them or molesting them, I'm pretty sure the first thing you're going to say is, where the abuse? Like, the person has to make sure that they got a camera set up in this location that the individual just snatched them into to rape them or molest them. They need to have a camera set up, right? Right, Mr. Just Jab, or you're not going to believe them. Right? No, I get what you're saying. I'm not saying she's telling the truth or she's lying about anything. What I'm saying is the things that she's saying is concerning. And we're discussing the things that she's saying. No, you're 100% defending them. Should we just kick these guys out? Because, I mean, I don't really care to have them in here. I don't think they have anything worth value to say. So I'm just going to kick them out. They don't got nothing worth value. They don't got nothing of value. He just called paperwork gossip. This nigga just said court paperwork is gossip. Get this nigga up out of here. Nobody don't got time for you, homie. Where's the other one at? Let's get him up out of here, too. Y'all could go get new accounts. Go get your other accounts and come back up in here. No, that dude's an abuser. That fucking Just Lab guy, Just Jab, he's an abuser. He's an abuser. Don't get it confused. Anytime you hear somebody say, where's your proof? They did it. Some people were raised without affection and physical touch. She may be emotionally immature. That's a possibility. I grew up in a terrible situation. Whenever somebody says, where's the proof? Where's the proof? And we're talking about abuse, I take that so personal you can't imagine. Oh, I've been documenting everything I've been going through with the landlord. I got probably about 5-6 hours of recorded tape with this guy. Joe has a history, it seems, of having altercations or physical problems with women. He has a history of it. And not a history of women accusing him of it, but an actual history of it happening and it being quantifiable. So that's one of the main things that's killing me when I hear people say, don't believe her. Does she has a history of lying about niggas doing shit? I'm not saying she's telling the truth. I assume whenever anybody break up, people are telling shit from their own perspective. So often, people are saying things that aren't necessarily 100% true. But it's not because they're lying. It's because they're telling it from their own perspective. You understand what I'm saying? There's a difference. Discussing something discussing the chain of events that happened, discussing how something has emotionally affected you. There's a difference. First of all, the whole open mouth kissing thing of the kid, I'm looking at Joe totally different. There's no way to explain that away. And if you tell me he's open mouth kissing his kid, and you're also telling me he's jerking dogs' dicks, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to say that has something to do. I'm gonna say that's weirdo shit. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. That's weirdo shit. And I think that those two things, I think separately by themselves, I would be like, I don't know. The kissing on the kid thing, I'm just not going to go for. But the whole jerking the dog dick shit, I think if it also didn't also speak about how he was kissing his kid on the mouth, maybe I wouldn't be so quick to say, damn, this is something. But because of that is one of the main reasons why I'm looking at this the way that I'm looking at it. I believe this dog situation. I believe the dog situation. He spoke about the dog situation, I believe, and actually admitted to doing it, Grandmaster Cash. This is what I'm going to say. If she would have said something like, I think he's been doing stuff to my son, then I would have said, okay, that don't sound, she might be lying. But for her to say, he be open mouth kissing my son, I really want him to stop. We've had talks about this. We've argued about this. That sounds like something that really happened. That sounds like something that really happened. If she would have just been like, I think Joe is doing, I think he might have molested my son, or yada yada, or if she would have spoke like that, I would have said she's probably lying. She's probably lying. But for her to explain it and talk about it the way that she talked about it, that sounds like something that actually happened. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know how many of y'all have ever spoken to, and I'm not talking about being a victim oneself, but I don't know how many of y'all have actually spoken to victims. I've literally I've spoken to a lot of victims. That's all I gotta say. I've spoken to a lot of victims, and that sounds like the way people who are victims speak. People who are not victims, I'm telling you, it sounds different. She sounds like a victim. She sounds like somebody who was in a situation. I believe hold on. I believe cowboys used to do stuff with their horse so their horse don't run off on them. Just so y'all know, a lot of cowboys was actually gay. A lot of cowboys used to jerk their horse off and shit like that to make sure that their horse don't run off on them and leave them out in the woods. Leave them out in the middle of nowhere by themselves. Just so y'all know. He sat on a pregnant woman's stomach and that's how she got whatever. That's crazy. I don't know what to tell you. I think all that shit is crazy. He sounds like a narcissist, homie. He said he watched Scooby-Doo with lotion. He'd be like, rut roll. He'd be like, rut roll. He's jerking the damn dog off. Shout out to that shit. Well, first of all, the hip hop community is extremely masochistic. Not masochistic. Extremely it's a patriarchy. It's women are real down low on the totem pole. Kids are real down low on the totem pole. A lot of people in charge are narcissists. And literally, in order to make it in this type of business, you have to kind of be a narcissist. That's the fucked up part about it. You have to have toxic masculinity to make it in hip hop most of the time. No, he's 100% a narcissist. I don't even think that's a question. He might add misogynistic. I think he might admit to being a narcissist. I mean, why not? Yeah, Joe just whack him off. He'd be like, whack-a-mole, whack a dog. It was like, yo, Joe. And it was like, yo, Joe. Yo, they got these games over there at Chuck E. Cheese. They got this one game, Whack-A-Mole. Joe was like, wait, hold on. They breed moles? He's like, I want to get into that. I want to breed some moles. We gonna get up out of here. We've been in here for over 2 hours. I'm gonna let all of y'all go enjoy y'all day. We ain't really talked too much. Just so y'all know, I'm gonna show the title card one more time, so just so y'all can get an understanding. The title card is, the discussion was about Joe and Cyn. If we was able to get to it, or if y'all wanted to talk about it, we talked a tiny bit about Tekashi, and we could have went into GIllie the Kid. But basically, if you look over here, these names that y'all see over here, that's usually the top two is usually what the conversation about. The rest is what I'm open to discuss without getting ready to kick a nigga. Just so y'all know. With all that being said, let's give appreciation to everybody that did a drop today. Everybody in the saloon, let's give appreciation to everybody in the saloon. Stand up. Shout out to, oh shoot, Salty dropped something early too. Shout out to Salty Sack with the $5 drop. I didn't show this earlier. I missed it. Just heard the saloon was warm milk. Has warm milk. I think I showed you this already, right? I just didn't give a thumbs up. Anyway, shout out to DZ with the $5 drop. Shout out to Salty Sack with the $5 drop. Let's hit this refresh button. Shout out to Salty Sack with the $5 drop. Shout out to, there's one more thing I want to say too after I finish this. Shout out to DSTN with the $5 drop. Shout out to the Dean with the $4.99 drop. Shout out to New York Silver Stacker with the $1.99 drop. Shout out to Nina Morales with the $5 drop. Shout out to D No Love with the $2 drop. Shout out to Rue Jones with the $5 drop. Shout out to Liberty Hazelton with the $5.55 drop. Shout out to Crystal C with the $9.99 drop. Shout out to D No Love with the $10 drop. Shout out to CJ with the $5 drop. And shout out to True Omega Sunlight with the $5 drop. Let's just check this other app real quick. I want to say something. I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to nobody or create a situation or nothing like that. But y'all do know the reason why we have abused kids is because we have adults that ignore warnings, right? Yeah, I do know the reason why abusers are allowed to get away with it and abuse more people and abuse more kids is because people turn a blind eye. Grown adults turn a blind eye and just ignore obvious signs. You do know this, right? You do know that we have the problem in our society with older adults, with adults like my age, younger and possibly even older, that have issues with whatever, and it's totally because of people that are allowing their abusers to keep abusing them, helping them abuse them. Helping people abuse them. You understand what I'm saying? So I just want this to be known, and I want this to be understood. These abusers are getting away because other people who claim to be good human beings are helping them. For whatever their reasons might be. I don't think there's ever a good reason to help an abuser. I don't care if the abuser abused that kid yesterday or if the abuser abused that kid 100 years ago. Why should that abuser get away with it? Why should that abuser be able to abuse somebody and then that person have to live their whole life with that scar, but that abuser is allowed to just walk away into the sunset? Why? I literally need somebody to explain this to me. Why is it okay to destroy a child's life, but it's not okay to hold the person accountable that did the destroying? I literally need somebody to explain this to me because I do not understand it. I don't understand it at all. I don't understand why it's so important to allow people that abuse children to get away. I don't know. I don't understand why it's so important that to allow people that abuse people and abuse children to get away. I don't understand why it's so important. It's literally the most important thing to people I know. Nothing is more important than helping an abuser get away with doing evil, thus doing evil yourself. So when you got to go in front of God and be held accountable for the shit that you did, go be held accountable for your own actions. Don't take on other people's sins. Like my landlord, he's taking on other people's sins. When he go in front of God, he's gonna have to be held accountable for his sins and at least one other person's sins that I know about. Well, two other people's sins that I know about. He gonna have to be when he get in front of God, he gonna have to be held accountable for all the sins that all of the people's sins that he's been helping to try to cover up. I hope y'all looking at life like that. Everybody got to go in front of God and have judgment at some point. Do you really, really want to go and be held accountable for the next man's sins also? That's a conversation between you and yourself. That's a conversation between you and yourself. Also, one more thing before we go. You want to know why it's so fucked up that these people abuse their kids and then try to make it seem like their kids have a mental health disorder? Because you just made it so that this child is never going to have a normal life. You just actively destroyed this whole entire child's life to hide your crimes. That's literally worse than the abuse that you did in most cases. To destroy a whole entire child's life to hide your crimes. That being said, could we just let's go do something good for somebody today. Let's be happy today. Let's throw them smiles around. Let's try to lift people's spirits up. Let's try to encourage others to win. We could all win. You know, sometimes the winning got to be done here before the winning can be done here. So let's encourage people to win. Let's let people know that they're great. Let's let people know that they're worth it. Let's let people feel like they are worth it. If you got anybody in your life that you know has an abuser that they're dealing with, call them today. Don't talk to them about their abuse, but call them. Ask them how they're doing. Maybe take them out to get coffee or lunch or some shit. I don't know. Maybe have a virtual lunch where y'all just on IG FaceTiming each other, but you having lunch. Let's go reach out to some people today that we know had a hard life. And let's try to give them a smile today. Let's try to give them a smile. Even if we don't got one ourselves. Let's fake it. Even if you don't even got to smile yourself, fake that smile and try to give it to other people. You know, sometimes your fake smile can help other people get a real smile. I really love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. # Bronx Ballmans. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.